Hey YouTube, what is going on? My name is Andrew, aka the Black Dragon. This is Black Dragon Studios, and I'm back with another episode of Doomsday Last Survivors. In today's video, I'm just going to be continuing the video series that started maybe a couple of weeks ago. I know it's taken me a long time to get these videos out. These videos are relatively easy to do, and I really don't know why I'm taking so long to get them out to you guys, but I'm doing my best. I am actually going to get you guys video number 3 right now. And this is probably honestly one of the most, not like the most important thing that you can do for yourself in Top Commander, but it's definitely, today's video is going to be one of the most important videos to know for sure out of all of them, because it basically explains how I prepare for my Top Commander without actually really caring about much else other than this one thing. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. It helps me grow the channel. It helps get the video out to people who might not otherwise see it, and it helps me get paid. So yeah, that's really all you guys got to do for me. So in the first 2 videos, we talked about speed ups. I'm just doing a little recap here. I'm looking at my notes. Talked about high carbon steel and vehicle day. And today we're going to be talking about, yeah, I had to do this video. This is why I waited to do the video, okay guys, because I needed to wait till today to do the video specifically, because now I have all my ducks in a row. So this particular, I'm going to be talking today about Splendid Stele, and why Splendid Stele is probably the measuring stick of all measuring sticks for when I'm going to participate in a Top Commander, and I'm going to explain to you my thought process of why. Okay, so we've got that, and basically we've covered the first 4 tips. Today's video, or the first 3 tips, first 3 major tips, took 2 entire videos to cover. So that pretty much explains right there how important those tips are. I'm going to try and do 2 tips today. Okay, so 2 more tips for you guys. Set a time goal for yourself. Basically, you want to estimate how long it's going to take you, and I just usually estimate with this total login days here. So as soon as the Top Commander ends, or if you've never even entered into a Top Commander before, as soon as your shelter hits level 24 is when you should start saving for Top Commander, in my humble opinion. You could probably start saving a little earlier, but you should not start saving any later for your first Top Commander than when your shelter hits level 24, because then you're able to start accumulating hero gear and participating in all the events and stuff like that. So yeah, but anyways, that should take you maybe 30 days, maybe 30 days to maybe 60 days. Potentially take you 60 days to get your shelter to level 24 if you play the game every day. But that's besides the point, okay? For those that are just going into their next Top Commander, my next tip for you guys is basically to just set a time goal for yourself. And what this is going to do for your mental is actually going to ease the pressure of wanting to spend things like speed ups that are, so important. Things like high carbon steel, or things to level up your vehicle, things that are going to get you massive amounts of points in Top Commander. Because here's the way I see it, okay? I'm saving up for X amount of days. Let's just say, for example, 6 months, okay? Let's just say 6 months, just as a ballpark figure, okay? I'm sure we could do it sooner, because I'm going to show you guys what I've saved in 30 days. But let's just say 6 months, okay? 6 months. Our goal is to have 2,000 days worth of speed ups. Our goal is to have half of those, or roughly half of those, be training speed ups. Our goal is to have 100 million points worth of vehicle might saved up. Our goal is to save up as much other stuff as possible within that time frame. And if you're the average player logging in every day, doing your daily missions, whether you're spending money on the game or not, it doesn't matter. Like, most people are going to spend a little bit of money, I would think, on this game when they play it. Especially the ones who like the game are probably going to spend money on the game. And the ones that don't, well, Honestly, I don't even know, dude. If you're a free-to-play player in this game, it is possible to win a top commander, but I would say that speed ups are going to be your best friend in that case. If you're a free-to-play player, you should probably come into a top commander with no less than 2,000 days worth of speed ups. If you have any less than 2,000 days worth of speed ups as a completely free to play player, you're going to struggle immensely. Okay, you're going to struggle immensely. And how long would it take as a free to play player to save up 2,000 speed ups as compared to a spender? Well, honestly, us spenders have a luxury of we do get a lot of free speed ups through spending money. So all those speed ups that you're going to lose through not spending money, you're going to have to accumulate, obviously, through playing the game. Events in the game that are free and such will probably take you a year. So I would say a good benchmark to shoot for, especially if it's your first top commander and you're a free to play player, a good benchmark to shoot for would honestly be 1 year, I would say, in between top commanders. And I know that doesn't sound like a very good idea, but again, the point of the video is if you want to win a top commander. If you don't care about winning a top commander, then honestly just do whatever you want, because that's not what this video is about. I'm trying to teach you guys how to win a top commander, not how to come 10th in a top commander, or 20th in a top commander, or 6th in a top commander. Okay, so let's get that clear. If you want to win a top commander, my number 4 tip for you guys would be to set a time goal for yourself as to how long you're going to save for. Okay? Because we already know how many days worth of speed ups we're aiming to save up for. But this video is also going to tell you I would say probably the second, let's say probably the longest. I would say this takes the longest to save up out of anything, and therefore, if you do count nothing else other than these things, use these things as your measuring stick for for when you can enter a top commander. Okay, I'm going to stop waffling about it now. I'm going to tell you guys what I'm actually talking about. I know I've talked about it a few times. It's Splendid Stele. I'm not trying to make this a secret or anything. I'm just trying to kind of lead you into it without overloading you guys with information. So this here is a very important event. Splendid Stele is part of All-Star Night, which is part of Top Commander. It's in every single Top Commander. It changes periodically, like the point recommendations change periodically, and obviously depending on your spending level and what kind of bracket you obviously fall into, you're gonna have to change the way you save for Splendid Stele, and in turn the way you save for Top Commander. Okay, I'm gonna show you guys first of all what Splendid Stele is. For those that don't know what Splendid Stele is, this is what Splendid Stele is. So basically you save up these files, and these files can be located right here in your bag. They look like this. They're called exquisite files. Occasionally during the Splendid Stele event, which is lasting for the first 2 days in Top Commander, it's like a 7-day event or an 8-day event or something like that, you'll be able to sometimes purchase these files. I think you could purchase 30 files for 499 gold. I would highly recommend that you go ahead and do that from time to time if you are a spender in this game. Especially if you're a more moderate spender. Like if you're a light spender, just buying the very basics of this game, I wouldn't necessarily recommend or think that you would even need to buy these files. But if you're a guy like me who doesn't mind splashing a little from time to time in the game, and sometimes honestly a little more than I wanted to splash to begin with, then honestly occasionally buying the Splendid Stele files would not even be that bad of an idea, because this is the one event in the game that is going to allow you to get these things right here. They're called energy cores. So whatever superhero you choose for each top commander, it's different. You're going to be able to awaken those heroes, or transcend those heroes, with energy cores. You're going to be able to upgrade their superhero weapons. So for those that just saw me go in and get Rubina last time, so yeah, we've got Rubina here, and for those that don't know about these types of heroes, you can only get them during Top Commander. They come with a super weapon, and the super weapon has a wonderful ability if you can transcend it fully. But the only way that you can actually transcend the hero weapon is right here in this spot. You have to exchange energy cores to transcend 4 times. I think it costs more and more each time you want to transcend the hero. But once the hero is fully transcended, then the hero has reached its max potential and is going to be infinitely stronger than a hero that's not transcended. So yeah, and it takes quite a lot of those things to transcend your hero. How many exactly? Honestly, I don't know, but let me just put it to you this way. I don't think winning one Splendid Stele is going to allow you to transcend your hero. So yeah, you'll have to participate in multiple Splendid Stele events to transcend your hero, regardless of if you win or not. So let's look at the rewards here again. We've got 250 energy cores for first place. That's probably good enough to transcend your hero weapon maybe 2 or 3 times, probably 2.5 times, honestly, and then the next time you go in, you'll probably be able to max it out. So that's just my guess anyways. So 250 energy cores, and again, I must stress, this is the only area of the game that you can get this amount of these things. I think there's one other place that might pop up periodically where you can get them for, like, honestly, I think it's the Great Hunter event, if I'm not mistaken. I think you could get them as rewards in the Great Hunter event, in the actual event, not this section here, but in the actual event. But you have to spend a lot of arrows to even be able to achieve, and I think it's only like 5 or 10 cores that you're going to get from that prize. So logistically speaking, this is the only way to get these energy cores in the game. And obviously, you want to get the correct core. Like, Ethan's energy core is not going to work on Rubina, so I have to go in the Top Commander when it's Rubina's turn, when I can pick a Rubina, right? Now, if I was doing Ethan, then I would have to wait for Ethan. But the point I'm making to you is, you have to win the event if you want to get 250 of these cores. Otherwise, you're going to be getting 130 or 85 even, which is pretty pathetic. 130 is probably like the lowest that I would ever want to go with this type of an event. But logistically speaking, I think you can actually win this event. Judging by what people are getting on this event, this event is pretty standard, honestly. Unless a new hero comes out, people might want to get more involved with this event, but this is the amount of files that people spent on this event. So really, it's 1 point per file. So you would have to save up to win this event here, this particular event. You would have to save up 3,500 files to even have a chance at winning this event, because I'm sure these two players, one of them might have been able to put on more than this if they needed to in the long run. It's better to have more than less, and that's the whole point I'm trying to make in these videos for you guys is, yeah, I can go in with less and gamble, but if you really want to win these types of games and these types of events, you got to be ready. And being ready means I'm coming into this event with as many frickin' Splendid Stele files as I could possibly gather. Now, how do you do that? How do you gather? How many can you gather? How quickly can you gather? Well, in Phase 1 and Phase 2, I believe you can do this in Phase 1 and Phase 2, you can get Splendid Stele files just for completing missions during the Splendid Stele event. So if you go into the Splendid Stele event, I can't click on it because it's not currently occurring. But when it's on during Phase 1 and Phase 2. There will be little challenges that you can do, daily challenges, that a couple of them cost money, but the others don't. They're just little mini in-game challenges like train 1,000 troops. Little things like that you can do. and acquire Splendid Stele files. Also, every time there's a top commander, you're going to see in this little section here, this event section, whatever you want to call it, there's going to be the water war. Go and do the water war every single day. I believe it's 3 water war points, which means you could lose. Go into the water war and lose your first match. They're going to give you, I believe, 9 Splendid Stele files, and that's daily. So 9 times 2, that's 18, and that's every single top commander. You're going to get 18 free Splendid Stele files just for going into Water War. And the other place that you're going to get those files from for free is Bounty Ground. You can get them by spinning the roulette wheel. So all you need per day is 3 spins of this roulette wheel. 100 tickets is 1 spin, so you're going to need 300 tickets. You get 100 free tickets per day, so all you really need to do is go into a couple of these matches, get a couple hundred more tickets, and spin the wheel 3 times, and you're going to get another 9 Splendid Stele files. So honestly, bro, every day you could get essentially roughly between 30 to 40 Splendid Stele files every single day. During Top Commander, you should be able to get for free around 75 Splendid Stele files every time there's a Top Commander. And I think there's 2 Top Commanders per month, maybe 3 if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong on that, but I think there's usually at least 3 Top Commanders, maybe even 4. Honestly, I don't even know at this point. I don't count. It's not something I keep track of. But it's frequent, and it's pretty much there's a Top Commander on pretty much all the time, right? So I would say, and I'm just going to show you guys what I have saved up. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a ballpark figure, okay, as to what I've saved up in 30 days, because I pretty much have been saving up now since 300 days played. So I wanted to keep it nice and simple, save up for 30 days, and see what I could come up with, okay? So this is what I've come up with in 30 days of saving for Top Commander. And my goal for saving, or when I'm going to participate in the next Top Commander, I could go in after 60 days, or I could go in after 90 days. I definitely want to go in after 90 days, but I'm just not sure if I'm going to have enough exquisite files for Splendid Stele to win Splendid Stele. So honestly, this is kind of my new MO. If I want to win Splendid Stele and win Top Commander both at the same time, I want to save up enough Splendid Stele files to have at the very least, I want to go into the Splendid Stele with 3,500 saved files, because like I said before, you will acquire Splendid Stele files when the event's on. So, meaning the one that you actually enter as well, you're going to probably get like another 100 to 150 files for absolutely free. And plus, if there's those exquisite file packs on, if you're willing to buy them, you could probably get like another 100, 150. So that's another 300 right there for like $10. And then, you know, the 3,500 you saved. That's roughly 4,000 files. I think that's a pretty good number to shoot for. But is it achievable? I saved up this many files, plus I bought a pack. I bought a 30 file pack. So I bought that, plus all these are just free, dude. So I saved up in 30 days, and is this even possible? 562 exquisite files. Now that doesn't really seem that far-fetched, honestly, that I could participate in a Top Commander if we're using the 6-month benchmark. And I multiplied that by 6. That's 3,372. So let's just round that up to 600, just because we can. Okay, so 600 times 6, that's 3,600 exquisite files. So I'm probably gonna buy more. I'm not even kidding you, bro. Like, I'm probably gonna buy more so I can enter the Top Commander sooner. Whenever I see those packs pop up, I'm just gonna be buying them up. I'll be buying up the $4.99 gold pack, and I'll probably buy the $9.99 gold pack as well. So yeah, that'll speed up my progress. But if you're a free-to-play player, you can definitely save up probably over 6,000 exquisite files in a year. So you'll definitely be able to win when you enter the top commander and still have files left over for the next one. So I really hope that makes sense to you guys, that's because those honestly are the easiest things to count. They take the longest to save up for, yet they're the most important thing to save up for top commander, because you could only use them during top commander. The event never changes. It's always there, and it's always going to be there. I really don't think that there's any chance of, like kind of what happened with a few of the events where they were there and then they kind of got taken out. You were credited for the items that you had saved up, but it really wasn't good enough for me. You know what I mean? You save up all those items, hoping to use them in top commander, and then you just get like crappy reimbursement for it. But anyway, I don't think this is something that they're going to do that with. I really genuinely believe that Splendid Stele is just one of those staple events that will always be in top commander. But yeah, everything obviously is subject to change in this game, and it's just an investment. Whether you want to do it or not, it's up to you. But for me, I think it's important enough to try and at least, get third in this event. At the bare minimum, we want to be getting some of those energy cores anyways. I think that even second place, honestly, could probably, I'm not certain on this, but probably come pretty close to fully transcending your hero by coming second 2 times in a row in Splendid Stele. But don't quote me on that. I've never transcended a hero before. I've never done that before, but yeah, it's important. It's really the bread and butter of top commander. And I mean, why else would we do top commander if we didn't care about a superhero weapon? I could just go level up a regular legendary hero and forget all this shit, right? But I'm not going to do that, because these are the best heroes in the game, and they're the best heroes in the game because of their transcendable ability. So, if that's even a word, because of their transcendability. So, it's a word now. I just made it a word. So, with that being said, that sums up the video for today. You can use your total login days here in the VIP section. Click there. You'll see your total login days. So you'll never not know how many days you've been saving up for, as long as you know the first day you started saving up. I like to use even numbers, so obviously like 100 days or 50 days or 150 days, like whenever it arrives at a fairly even number, that you can start saving and knowing, how far to look back type thing. Well, I started saving it around 300 days, so I'm just going to consider this a month, 30 days. I'm saving for 30 days. And I actually counted my speed ups today, so I'm going to tell you guys how many speed ups I saved up in a month. So this is basically what it's going to look like here. This is what it looks like. Okay? I'm saving up my development speed ups as well. Those are the ones you can use to develop your beast research. And actually be quite valuable in speeding up the process of getting you into a top commander and hitting your speed up goal. So today in this bag here, as you can see here, I'm just slowly going through. You can kind of get a picture of what it looks like after 30 days. I have basically saved 99.9% of my speed ups. And yeah, I did use a couple here and there, but that's a hell of a lot better than the first time I was saving up for top commander. I just kept emptying out my speed ups. I'm actually going to be dead ass honest with you guys. I'm pretty sure that I actually only saved up speed ups. I was saving other things longer, but I actually only saved up speed ups for roughly 30 days when I went into my first top commander, and I still bagged third. And I'm not going to lie to you, yeah, it felt good, but honestly, there's just this burning sensation within me that tells me I don't feel that it was good enough. I feel like I could have done better, and there's always going to be that like thought in the back of my mind that you can win first. You just have to like want it. You have to want it bad enough. And if you don't want it, then just go be an average player, Be like 99% of the rest of the players in the game. Just go be average, you know? That's just me, though. I'm a competitive guy, so I want to win this. I counted my speed ups, how many speed ups, and I spent money too. I don't know how much I spent in the last 30 days. Honestly, it wasn't that much. Probably like, well, actually, yeah, it was a lot. It was probably like, I'm not even going to say how much it was, honestly, because I'm kind of embarrassed. But yeah, it was a little bit, okay? It was a little bit. So it was like $200. It was like $300. Okay, it was like $300, but yeah. I'm going completely free to play this month. Honestly, I'm not spending any money this month, so it makes up for last month. I went way off the deep end last month, but this month I'm not spending a dime on this game, so yeah, it balances out. Justifications, blah blah blah.
I would begin, you see, with the assumption that every person, every sentient being whatsoever, is I.
You're a degenerate. Yeah, I know. Okay, so I spent $300 on the game, and I got a lot of free speed ups as a result of it. I saved up 592 days out of my 2,000 day goal. Already have 592 days saved up. Bro, if I save up for 3 months, I can have 1,800 days worth of speed ups, prospectively speaking. That is close enough for me to just go into a top commander. Fully dependent upon my exquisite file collection. If I can't save up 3,500 worth of exquisite files, I'm just not doing it. So I'll probably honestly have all of my speed up requirement saved up well before I ever get enough Splendid Stele files saved up. And that's why I'm saying, like, if you just want to keep it simple and you really don't want to count shit, you don't want to spend anything, you're not spending anything, I can guarantee you by the time you have your, as long as it's a reasonable amount, like if, say it's 2,000 files or 3,000 files, whatever number you choose, as long as it's not like 800 files, because you can have that saved up in probably 2 months, you're going to have all of your other stuff saved up way before your exquisite files reaches the number that you need it to be at. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Definitely don't spend your exquisite files outside of a top commander. There's really no reason to do that. You're not going to get anything in return for them, other than the prizes you would get spending them when you were supposed to spend them anyways, plus more. So yeah, don't ever spend these unless you're ready to enter the top commander. So that's my advice for you guys today. This is honestly probably the most important item in the game. It's the most boring item in the game. It's just a stupid file that you could probably, yeah, I don't even know, dude. It just looks stupid. It looks retarded. I don't know how else to explain it. But yeah, we've got this retarded looking file here, and yeah, it's the most important thing in the game. So keep that in mind when you're saving up for top commander. That's really all I got for you guys today. Those two things there. Splendid Stele files, save them, and yeah, set a time goal for yourself and stick to it. You know, I'm gonna not spend anything for 100 days and see how much stuff I can come up with. And I guarantee you, if you play the game every day and log into the game and kind of assess your progress during that time, right? Like say, okay, I'm going to save my items for 6 months and then I'm going to go into a top commander. Well, after 30 days, you can count your stuff. After 90 days, you can count your stuff and kind of see if you're progressing towards your goal properly, right? Or maybe you could make an adjustment and say, well, I was planning to go in after 6 months, but it looks like we're well ahead of schedule here. Maybe we'll drop it down to like 4 months or 5 months. And then after, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna continue at that rant, but that's the point I'm trying to make to you guys. For me, it just makes it so much easier when I can plan ahead, plan for the long term. And it really helps when these little events pop up that are very tantalizing for me to want to spend my speed ups or just spend anything in general that I shouldn't be spending outside of a top commander. It just makes me think twice, right? Like, it puts the time into perspective, really, because if you think about it, 30 days is really not that long of a time. Like, 6 months is really not that long of a time. Bro, it took me almost, because I was such a bad saver, it took me 300 days, which is pretty much, it's 10 months. It took me 10 months to enter my first top commander. And you have to realize, I wasn't a free-to-play player. I was damn near a dolphin. I'm damn near a dolphin in this game, spending-wise, and I still couldn't make it into a top commander because I was just not doing anything properly. I wasn't playing the game properly. I was just wasting shit. So, yeah, that's really it for me, man. I hope that you guys enjoyed the video. Yeah, that's really it. That's really it. Oh yeah, I want to show you guys this too. So this is how many T3 devices I have saved up. The blueprints, I got a lot of them, and I'm really looking to focus on my vehicle might. I've got some high carbon steel as well, but I'll probably, honestly, this is after 1 month, by the way. This is after 1 month. This is pretty good, I think. And then 39k defensive fabric, and 2249 carbon steel. So I've been participating in the Anipede, which I never did in my first year, really. I'm now participating in the Anipede. I'm doing my arena battles every single day. I'm collecting high carbon steel anywhere I can get it. I'm saving up all these materials here so that I can level up my hero equipment. And I'm not doing it until top commander. I'm not touching these really all that much until top commander. This is going to be a really, really solid top commander for, I think it's going to be a record top commander for me. So, yeah, what else can I say to you guys? Yeah, that's really it, man. Save up your arrows as well. So you're saving up your arrows for the Great Hunter event. It's honestly not as important as Splendid Stele because the only thing that you're gonna get from the arrow event is hero fragments. Yeah, hero fragments are great, but honestly, they're not that important. It's more important that you get the cores necessary to transcend your hero, and that's really the only message that I'm carrying forth to you guys in today's videos. If you're not doing the Splendid Stele properly, you're not doing top commander properly. That's the way I see it. If you're not at least trying to come in the top 3, at the very minimum, in Splendid Stele, you're doing it wrong. Now, depending on how long it takes you to enter a top commander, like I said, the longer you wait, the better it's going to be for you when it comes to Splendid Stele. Because, like I said to you, I'll probably have enough speed ups saved up by the time 3 months comes along to enter a top commander. Everything else will be fine, ready to go. The only thing that I'm going to be lacking is these exquisite files. I know this just by looking at it and having experienced one top commander already. I know for sure that I'm probably only going to have, after 3 months, 1,500 exquisite files. And that's enough to place top 3. Usually, you know, that would be enough to place top 3 if you wanted to go that route. But it's so far from the 3,000 mark that I think that just, you know, after you've saved up the required amount of everything that you want for top commander, but the only thing you'll have left will be exquisite files, I think it would be better at that point to just stop worrying about the time and just focus on getting the correct amount of files that you need and then entering the correct top commander that you need, right? So once you have enough saved up, you can say to yourself, all right, I'm going into the top commander now. The next, for me, it's Rider. So the next Rider top commander that comes up, I'm going in it. I have 3,500 exquisite files. I'm ready to win. I'm ready to win. And if I have more exquisite files than I needed, like let's say I don't get in until I have, let's say I don't make it into a top commander until I have 4,500 exquisite files, well, that's not really that big of a deal. It's like I said to you before, and I'll say it many times throughout the tips in these videos, it's much better to have more than it is to have less. I'm done arguing with people telling me, oh, well, you only need this much and you only need that much. Well, yeah, sure, you only need that much. But if you want to ensure victory, the only way to ensure victory, unless you're a whale and you just have access to infinite amounts of funds to make up for your loss during the event, when you finally get somebody in there that is competing with you, if you don't have all the required amount saved up and more, they're probably going to win and you're probably going to get hurt. You're probably going to be pissed off. So, yeah, that's all I got to say for now. I'm getting out of here for today. You guys all have a good day. And with that, I will see you all in the next one. Peace.